going to ask you a personal question, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
You choose not to answer it. In your personal life, when you ended one marriage, was that difficult given the childhood that you had? Because in India, of course, we see a lot of, we see a failed marriage as personal failure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it is. It was difficult, and I mean, a certain aspect of it, of course, was the fact that I had been through having divorced parents when I was a kid. I know what it felt like.
yeah.
But and there was a huge part of me that was like, I cannot do this to my own kids.
Yeah.
There was that. But I felt that it came to a place that if I spoke to them openly and honestly, not just me, of course, if Oduna and myself, kind of spoke to them and kind of explained to them why it is that we are taking this kind of step, that it doesn't have anything to do with them. That this does not, it's not because of them. It's not because of anything they did, they said, or because they are here. It's none of that stuff. That this is something between two grown-up people, who've very, as friends, decided that this is something that they want to do. So that's the best that I think we could do with it. But it's something that, I mean, it's something that I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. It's never going to entirely go away thinking about, man, did they deserve this? That's it's going to keep coming up. And there's no getting around that. That's something I guess I'll just have to live with. But I mean, it wasn't easy, and it did. Like, the fact that it had happened to me as a kid played a huge role.
Yeah.
In how I feel about it now.
But a lot of parenting is like that, right? It's very like, I don't know if this is going to have a, like, if I'm going to leave a scar, but you're just going to have to do whatever you think is right in that moment.
I think it's virtually impossible for a kid to grow up without some knocks and bumps given to them by their parents along the way.
Yeah.
It's virtually impossible because, I mean, parents also have no idea what they're doing, beyond a certain point.
Yeah.
I mean, they understand how to keep a kid safe. They understand how to make sure the kid, if sick, can become better. Schooling a kid. But there are certain, I don't know, I mean, there will always be some degree of learning even as a parent as you go along, in terms of tone you may have used, how firm should one be.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes just telling a kid, please don't do that, can scar a kid, who knows. No, you never know. What I'm saying? So, because it depends on how you were feeling in that moment. Were you stressed about something else that suddenly kind of just channeled its way and came out in a wrong tone at home? So there are many things that you over time start becoming conscious of, but you don't know any better yourself. So I mean, it's bound to happen. All kids will grow up, and kids eventually, they go through a phase in their teenage years where they love hating their parents also.
Yes.
It becomes like a badge of honor that me and my folks don't get along. So I don't know. So, but these things they're bound to happen. I mean, of course, some can be worse than others. But I think, given parents who are decent human beings, and who want the best for their kids, even those parents will end up making mistakes, which, if the child chooses to remember, and shape his or her personality with, they are absolutely entitled to.